Range of emotions for you in the last few minutes of that game. Can you sum it up for us today?
Well, we gave them one goal straight away, and then obviously make the game much more difficult. We dominated the game from start to finish. You deserve to win the game, but this is football. And in football, you can shoot 35 times. The opponent can shoot 1.5, and still lose the game, and that's what happened today. But with all the effort that we made, the situation we generated, chance to chance, the attitude of the boys, the way the subs came up, and you go 2-1 up, and then with 10 men, the game is done. And you give a ball away, you give a corner, and then you have to defend that box with your lives if you want to gain wins in the Premier League. And we didn't do that well enough.
We often hear coaches and managers say that football can be football, and that's what it is at times. But the 2 goals you concede today, are they preventable goals from your point of view?
Oh, for sure.
Where do you eradicate those sort of mistakes? Is that purely, as we talk every week, about training ground, about concentration?
Errors are part of football. It's the areas where you made them and you give yourself a chance to correct them, yes or no. And when you made them, when you are extremely open and they will give it out of the box and in the box, normally in this league you get punished.
Does this almost have the feel of a defeat about it today?
Sure, because, when you see the way the team plays, the team deserves to win the game. It doesn't matter if they score 2, 3, or 4. We need them to score 5, 6, 7, or 8, because what you generated here today, it's incredible. But this league. This is the quality of the opponents when you give them something, and we just need to look at ourselves today. It means, and to find yourself and the best version of yourself, and every game brings you lessons and things to learn from, and for sure we'll take a lot from today's game.
What I do have to ask you is the transfer window remains open. You're not so much linked with players, but a lot of talk about the fact the club needs to perhaps raise as much as 100 million through sales. What's your view and understanding of that, and the likes of Barry going to Monaco?
It's the window is still open, and you know that there are certain players that we are close to finalizing some deals. We can't announce anything yet, and when the right moment comes, we will.
Is it important for the club to move players on?
Well, obviously we have quite a lot of numbers of players right now, but we try to do the things in the right way and find places that players are going to fulfill as well their careers and dreams, which is important.
To say the range of emotions you all went through in the final moments of that game swung one way, then another.
Yeah, obviously we did well to get back into it, take the lead, and obviously we gave it away with a sloppy goal to concede. So obviously they had 10 men as well, so we got to manage the game a lot better. So we learn from our mistakes and hopefully put it right next week.
How disappointed is the dressing room with that result, particularly as you point out there against 10 men?
Yeah, of course. I think obviously we control the game for most of the parts of the game, and obviously when you take the lead 2-1, you want to see it out. So yeah, obviously we're disappointed as we should be, but we're focused on putting it right next week, recovering and going again.
Does this result, Eddie, underline the fact that this is an Arsenal side, still a very young side, that is still learning at times, because there were elements of the performance today that we saw in some of the results last season that didn't go for you at times?
It's football for you. Obviously, we've got to keep improving, keep working. Obviously, we want to win every game. That's our aim. So, like we said, we have to learn from our mistakes and come again better next week.
Second goal of the season for you coming off the bench. The manager has said that players need to be flexible. Is that all part and part of being an Arsenal player now, that sometimes you're not guaranteed always to start?
Yeah, what can you do? You have to obviously play the role you're given. Obviously, I'm happy to come on and obviously help the team, but still disappointed, even though I got the goal, that we didn't get the 3 points.
It's still an unbeaten start to the season. How important is it you put this result behind you quickly with Manchester United up next?
Yeah, we're obviously a great group. We all stick together and we know where we went wrong. We're going to review it and learn from it, and then we're going to come back stronger and hopefully get 3 points against Man United.
This afternoon just showed what means Fulham Football Club since I joined this football club. Tough, you are not living a fantastic period with all the things that happened during the market, all that stuff. You are really short in numbers, but these players, they showed again the soul and the ambition and the commitment that is the way we work, is what we demand from them, and all the credits for them. They have to be proud. I believe our friends, they are proud of them as well. They show the reaction, but it's being really tough.
You made the mistake that we made, and you just give a goal to the opponent, and the game becomes much more difficult. The reaction straight after that, even the first start amount of situations, chances that we generated, we didn't give anything away. We control the game for full periods, but we didn't score the goal. And in the second half, we made some changes. The dynamic changed. We have better relationship. I think the sub made a huge difference, great impact, and love the determination and the confidence that they brought to the team. We made the most difficult thing. Go to one down, up. Sorry. And then you have to defend the box with your life, and you cannot concede a goal after everything that we've done, because we should have scored 5, 6, 7. I don't know.
And just, I mean, maybe it's not a pattern, but obviously Bournemouth, Southampton, this game, very early goals that you're conceding. Is that something systematic? Is that a mental flaw, or is it just coincidence?
Errors are part of football. Is where you made them, and how the opponent takes them is what it's a difference. We had a big one